The Mum's Guide to Growing on a Shoestring by Alice Swift, published by Taylor Audiobooks. Chapter 1. Green Fingers, Muddy Trainers. Gardening on a budget isn't about having rolling fields, greenhouses, or fancy Instagram raised beds. It's about making the most of what you've got. A windowsill, a bucket, that sunny patch by the wheelie bins. Plants don't care if you're wearing posh gardening gloves or old washing up gloves. They just want a bit of soil, some water, and for you not to forget they exist. And here's the secret. Even the tiniest growing effort saves money, teaches the kids something, and gives you at least a smug salad leaf to brag about. My gardening journey started not with a grand plan, but with a grumble. I was stood in Tesco staring at cucumbers that had doubled in price since last week. "That's it," I muttered. "I'll grow my own." So I marched home, bought a packet of 99p seeds, and shoved them into an old yogurt pot. By day 3, the kids had decided the yogurt pot was part of their Lego city. By day 5, the Lego police had flattened it in a high-speed chase. By day 7, all I had left was compost on the carpet and a very smug 7-year-old. My husband called it Operation Salad Sabotage. It's funny. The moment you carry a bag of compost through the front gate, the neighbours give you that look, like you've gone fully self-sufficient and are about to start milking goats in the back garden. Truth is, I'm just trying to keep one tomato plant alive long enough to make a sandwich, not open a farm shop. And gardening teaches patience, or in my case, colourful muttering under my breath when slugs undo a week's worth of effort overnight. Still, it's cheaper than therapy. Tips: start small, herbs, lettuce, cress, cheap, quick wins, reuse containers, yogurt pots, takeaway trays, old ice cream tubs, just poke drainage holes, soil hacks, budget compost works fine, mix in crushed eggshells for extra nutrients, involve the kids, with caution. They'll love planting seeds, they'll also love overwatering them until you've basically got soup. And finally, set expectations. Your first harvest won't feed the family, but even one homegrown tomato feels like a victory. Chapter 2. Windowsill Wonders. Not got a garden? Doesn't matter. Some of the best beginner crops live happily on a sunny windowsill. Herbs, lettuce, spring onions, even the classic tray of cress. Windowsill growing is cheap, quick, and surprisingly smug-making. And the best bit, you don't need fancy pots, old mugs, yogurt pots, even that chipped teacup you keep meaning to throw away, all perfect. My first attempt at windowsill gardening was cress, the classic school project: cotton wool, a few seeds, and water. I proudly showed the kids, thinking I'd teach them about patience and growth. They came back to look 8 days later, saw the green shoots, and decided it was ready. They ate half the tray with teaspoons before it even touched a sandwich. Next, I tried basil. It grew beautifully, until my son decided to help by pouring in a whole jug of water. The poor plant drowned overnight. I called it the Great Basil Flood of 2024. Funny thing, kids will turn their noses up at salad on a dinner plate, but give them the same leaf growing in soil, and suddenly it's a delicacy. Neighbours are no better. One spotted my line of pots on the windowsill and asked if I was going organic. "No, Sandra, I'm just broken sick of paying £1.50 for a limp bag of supermarket rocket." Tips: start with herbs, basil, mint, parsley. They're forgiving and instantly useful. Lettuce and spinach grow fast, especially the cut-and-come-again varieties. Reuse containers, teacups, tins, even old jam jars with gravel at the bottom for drainage. Rotate them. Give pots a spin once a week so they don't lean towards the light like desperate houseplants. And the golden rule: don't overwater. Plants like a drink, not a drowning. Chapter 3. Bucket potatoes and balcony beans. You don't need an allotment to grow proper veg. All you need is a bucket, a bag, or anything that'll hold soil. Potatoes grow in old compost sacks. Beans will climb up anything: bamboo canes, broom handles, even the side of the washing line if you're not careful. The trick is to think like a mum. Improvise, reuse, make it work with what you've got. My first potato attempt was in a black bucket from Poundland. I planted 3 spuds, watered them carefully, and waited. Weeks later, green shoots everywhere. I felt like a farming genius. Then the kids spotted the shoots. "Look, Mum's growing weeds," they shouted, yanking half of them out before I could stop them. Harvest time came, and I dug up 4 potatoes. Yes, 4. 3 months' effort for enough mash to cover half a pie. Beans weren't much better. I tried growing them in an old recycling box on the balcony. They climbed beautifully until my husband leaned his bike against them. One wobble and down they came, a bean avalanche all over the patio. People expect homegrown veg to look like supermarket veg. It doesn't. Supermarket veg is polished, identical, and wrapped in plastic. Homegrown veg looks like it survived a bar fight. And yet, nothing beats serving your family dinner and announcing, "That carrot, that's mine. Grew it myself," even if the carrot looks like it's doing the splits. Tips: potatoes. Use old buckets, sacks, or bags. Plant 3 per container. As they grow, cover the shoots with more soil until the bucket's full. Beans. They love climbing. Give them sticks, string, even an old clothes horse. Don't crowd them, 1 bean plant per stick, or they strangle each other. Water little and often, roots rot if they sit in a swamp. And most important, expect small harvests at first. Celebrate every spud, no matter how tiny. Chapter 4: Cheap Seeds and Sneaky Cuttings. Seeds don't have to cost a fortune. Forget the glossy garden centre displays with packets at £3 a pop. Most of the best starter seeds are in the supermarket, 99p for lettuce, carrots, radish. And here's a hack: half the stuff you already buy can regrow itself. Spring onions. Chop the tops, stick the roots in water, and they'll sprout again. Celery, garlic, even potatoes that have gone a bit wrinkly, all second chances. And don't underestimate the power of cuttings. A friend's mint plant, a neighbour's rosemary bush. Snip, stick in soil, and boom, free herbs. One summer, I proudly announced to the family that we'd be eating from our own garden. In reality, it was 30 lettuces from seeds that cost less than £1. Husband was impressed. "These would have been 60p each in Aldi," he said. "Yes," I replied, "and these are organic." Then there was the time I tried regrowing celery. I put the base in a jam jar of water on the windowsill. Kids thought it was a science experiment. Added food colouring to the water. We ended up with tie-dye celery. And I'll never forget Trevor the tomato plant. My daughter gave him a name, sang to him every morning, and watered him faithfully. Too faithfully. By week 3, Trevor had drowned a hero's death in 2 inches of stagnant water. She held a funeral in the back garden. Funny thing, when you tell people you're growing from seed, they act like you're auditioning for Gardener's World. Truth is, most of us are just hoping something, anything, makes it past the slug stage. And kids take plant parenting more seriously than actual pet care. The hamster nearly starved last year, but Trevor the tomato got more attention than me. Tips: buy supermarket seed packets. They're cheap and often identical to the posh brands. Save money with regrowables, spring onions, celery, lettuce, even carrot tops. Ask around for cuttings: mint, rosemary, basil. Easy wins. Label everything. Kids think mystery shoots are weeds. Husbands definitely do. And the golden rule: don't overlove your plants. Too much water is worse than too little. Chapter 5: Neighbourhood Rivalries. Gardening brings out the competitive streak in everyone. Doesn't matter if it's 2 rows of spuds or 1 lonely cucumber on a balcony. The minute your neighbours clock it, it's war. Suddenly it's all, "How big are your courgettes? How many tomatoes did you get?" And the smug look of the man down the road who claims he grew a marrow the size of a canoe. Prepping is private, but gardening, it's basically community sport. I remember the year Karen next door unveiled her prize pumpkins. She rolled one across the lawn like she was presenting the crown jewels. My effort, a lopsided thing the size of a grapefruit. The kids painted a face on it and called it Mini Kevin. Then there's Jeff at number 12. He's got an allotment and likes to casually drop into conversation that his runner beans could feed the street. Yes, Jeff, but you've also got 3 sheds, a greenhouse, and no children kicking footballs through your cabbages. Try growing beans when you've got a toddler pulling them up to check if they're finished. Neighbours swap seeds, swap gossip, and occasionally swap dirty looks. One week it's friendly. Ooh, those strawberries look nice. Next week it's competitive. Mine are redder. It's gardening politics, played out over fences with watering cans. But here's the truth. No one's really keeping score, not in the long run. When harvest comes, half the fun is swapping your handful of carrots for their mountain of courgettes, even if you secretly know yours tastes better. Tips: don't get sucked into the size game. A smaller crop you actually eat is better than a giant marrow nobody wants. Share seeds, cheaper, and you'll make friends instead of rivals. Keep it light-hearted. Garden gossip is good entertainment, but don't compare yourself to someone with more space or time. And when in doubt, a wonky homegrown cucumber still beats one wrapped in plastic from Tesco. At the end of the day, the only person you're really competing with is yourself. Last year's harvest against this year's effort. One more tomato, one less disaster. That's the win. Because no matter how smug Jeff is with his marrow collection, the real victory is serving dinner and saying, with a grin, "Yeah, I grew that."
Before we go, we would like to thank you for taking the time to listen to our audiobook. If you like it, please leave a like, a share, and if you have had any gardening mishaps to share, leave a comment.